Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you my design team project for the Not Too Shabby shop, and I'm going to be using Tiny Canadians by CC Designs, and I'll start off by kind of taking a closer look at the stamp set. In the stamp set, you get 4 images and a bunch of little coordinating super cute sentiments that go with it. Got your little Canadian Mountie, the baby moose, the beaver, and the not so tough lumberjack. And so I've already stamped them out. They're ready to go. Here they are. And I'm going to set those aside and work on my panels because I'm not going to color in my images until after I've finished creating all of my backgrounds, because I'm going to base my coloring off of which background I pick for which image. So to start out, I'm going to do a blue one, and I'm using watercolor paper, broken china, and faded jeans. And I'm just going to do some simple smushing. It's super easy, done it lots of times. This is actually one of my favorite ways to make backgrounds because I think it's really fast. I like the way that the variation, I like the different textures that you can get, and it just makes me happy. So I do it. One little tip if you're new to smushing or using these types of inks for backgrounds with watercolors, dry in between each one of your layers. If you dry it in between, you get a better, less mush. How's that? I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but you get a much more muddy image, and not a real good variation in color if you do wet on wet. So if you dry it in between each layer, you get a much crisper colors between your different colors. So now I'm doing just some flicking of the faded jeans onto my background just for more texture, and then I also wanted to do the white splatter as well, so I grabbed some gesso. This is a Vicky Bouton. I'm going to splatter this one across my panel as well. And then once I get this all splattered, I'm going to set it aside to work on the other panels. But first, tip here, do not do this outside of a splatter box. White gesso is hard to clean up, and it's even harder to clean up when it dries. So splatter box for the win. Here is all of my backgrounds all done. And you've already seen me do this one, but I will kind of show you the other ones as well. And these are all the images are not cut, they're all colored and ready to go, and I've paired them up with their colors. So my lumberjack is going to have the picked raspberry and the twisted citron background. My Canadian Mountie is going to have the festive berries, ripe persimmon, and fossilized amber. And then my little moose is going to have the peeled paint and forest moss. So, and then the beaver's got the blue. So I'm going to do one more layer of texture because I just wanted to do one more thing here. So I'm going to take a bunch of different stencils that I have in my stash, and a couple of them are La La Land. This one is, I think, Magic Sparkles, and I'm just going to very, very lightly go over with the same inks that I use to create the backgrounds, mostly the same. And I'm going to so you can just barely see it, you know it's there, and it just gives it that one more little extra thing in the background, for you to look at it and say, huh, I see that back there. So I'm going to be using, this one is Tonic Studios. That's that's what this one is. This one's a Tonic Studios stencil. And I'm just going to go over these falling hearts, and I thought these would be cute behind my lumberjack, since I colored him in like some darker versions of pink and yellow, and then he's got the black and the white. So I thought it would be fun to have some falling hearts behind him because I made him not so tough. I couldn't see the hearts with the picked raspberry, so I grabbed the festive berries, and that's the only difference here, is that I used festive berries for the hearts. For this one, I'm going to use little triangles and the forest moss, and that's going to be the background behind my little baby moose. And then for the last one, I'm going to use, this one is, I'm going to have all the products linked below because I can't remember the name of this stencil, but it is another La La Land one. I'll have it linked below. But I couldn't really see the fossilized amber in my background very well, so I decided to use that with this stencil just to see if I could make it pop out a little bit more. Still pretty hard to see, but I think I like it. Next is to put my sentiments below each one of my panels. I'm just going to kind of line up where each one of my little characters is going to go, and then I'm going to stamp with the black pigment ink, and then I'm going to use some clear embossing powder, set it aside, and move on to the next one. Each one of them is going to have what I think is a coordinating sentiment. One of them I wasn't sure about, which was this guy, the Canadian Mountie. I'm not sure what the trees have to do. I don't know, maybe they don't like it when you cut down trees. I'm not sure, but I thought it was cute. So, and it seemed like that was the only one that went with that one, because the other ones were pretty obvious what they went with. So I'm guessing that the tree one went with him. But we'll read them all in a minute once we get this cards, start putting the cards together. Here's the one for my bearded lumberjack. For the coloring, for all of these, I used my Spectrum Noirs, and there aren't a lot of references that I've found for color combinations for Spectrum. So if you really like these, if you head over to my blog, I will have the colors listed for each one of these guys. And yeah, if you like the way they're colored, I had actually had pictures of moose and beavers and even the Canadian Mounted Police on my screen so that I could get the coloring right, or somewhat close to right, because I really couldn't find too many references for Spectrum Noir, so I had to kind of wing it. And I think I did pretty good. I think I'm getting pretty good at this. I'm going to keep using them, even though I still have my Copics. I save those for the big images and stick to the Spectrums for the smaller ones. And I think they look great. I have no complaints whatsoever about the Spectrums. I still have a lot of markers that I need, and my birthday's coming up soon, so hopefully hubby will get me the rest of them. So now we've got everybody all mounted up onto their coordinating card bases. We've got the see, I don't know, want to go cut down some trees. I'm not sure what that means for the Canadian Mounties, but that's where that one went. You're simply moostacular. Damn, I've missed you, and don't hate me because I'm beautiful. I did add some sparkling clear droplets on there to give it just a little bit more, and that will complete our cards for today. I want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. I hope you really like the stamp set as much as I do. I think they're stinking adorable, and I will see you again real soon with another video for the Not Too Shabby Shop. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.